think we're moving on to segment number 2.
Yes, sir. Sweat, don't sweat.
Sweat, don't sweat. So I'll start it for my first sweat, and we kind of touched on this 2 weeks ago. The last episode that I was in, it's Julio Old Man Jones.
I got that motherfucker too.
Yeah, so Julio Old Man Jones injured. He was on the sideline this week, and the Falcons suck. They're just horrible. I mean, they lost their head coach.
Yeah.
And again, how many times I gotta tell y'all, Vic, and you included, Nick, it's Calvin Ridley show. It's the Calvin Ridley show. I tried to tell you at the beginning of the season.
He did. He told us a lot of things that we didn't listen to.
I didn't listen to it, but still, I still got it right.
He got it right. That's all that matters.
He got it right. That's all that matters.
It's definitely injuries are concerned. The emergence of Calvin Ridley, a new coach. Talking about getting rid of Matty Ice is not helping him. There's trade talks about Julio Jones. It's like his stock is just like plummeting down.
Yep.
Julio is still a great wide receiver in my eyes, but he has to get healthy, and he has to be the number 1 wide receiver. You can't have another number 1 wide receiver on the team.
Right.
Because a young wide receiver like Calvin Ridley is obviously garnering all the attention and taking away all the touchdowns.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. For my next one, I got David Johnson.
That's my next one. You just did yours.
Oh, for real?
Here's was Julio Jones.
I'm hogging up all the.
You want all the airtime because he wasn't on air last week, bro. No.
That's exactly my thought process, man.
I need the whole segment myself now.
I need it. How many sweats you got, or don't sweat?
I have 3 sweats and 2 don't sweats.
Okay.
How many do you got total?
I got 5 each.
Oh, you got 5 each. You didn't hit me with
coming for the airtime.
You didn't hit me with. I'll give you your time. It's all good. It's all good. All right. So we're gonna. What you did sweat, right? So you want to stick on the sweat? I'll stick on sweat. Let's say sweat Amari Cooper, man. You don't want to sweat him. You think the Red Rifle still got it? We already seen it. He had a bad game last week. His
who?
Amari Cooper.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant Andy Dalton. I'm like, Andy Dalton was dropping dimes.
No. He did drop dimes. I'm not gonna lie. Amari Cooper. What did he have? He had a league high 12 targets, right? Dropped significantly. He was a dud whole first half. Especially and he only had 3 points, bro. He didn't have his 12 targets. And now that Dak is out, Dak I think extends plays better than the Red Rifle will. I think his stock is seriously hurt, and if you could get something for him right now, I'd get him off my team right now, especially if you have the depth.
Okay.
Because right now you can still convince him, especially like if you bring up like.
Because we don't exactly know how Dalton's gonna play.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
For sure. You guys heard David Johnson. Texans are in trouble. That's kind of a boring one. The next one is Nick Chubb. So Nick Chubb, I tried doing a little research on his injury, and all I could find is that it's an MCL injury.
Is it a sprain?
That's exactly what I was trying to clarify, and I couldn't find anything. So, Nick Chubb, I'd be a little worried about. He's a first round pick in most drafts. So, yeah, start sweating that boy.
I'm just researching right now, Nick Chubb. Let's see. First quarter, Chubb injury.
How do you look, bro?
I'm just double checking. Relax. All right, bro. It's your show. I get it. Fantasy experts featuring Vic. All right, bro. I get it.
What'd I say? With the MCL injury.
Yeah, it's not specific. All right, whatever.
Like I said, it's not specific. So I don't know if it's a sprain, if it's a tear. If it's a tear, he's done.
Yeah.
If it's a sprain, you might get him back in 4 weeks.
What if they say he'd be done though? If it's a tear, right?
I don't know. Maybe not.
Hopefully you get him back for playoffs.
Yeah.
That's but yeah. Unless you double dipped and got Kareem Hunt, then you're looking at it.
Out. I mean, someone else in your league probably got Kareem Hunt.
Yeah. It's looking like a sticky situation.
Yeah, like the one I'm in with Saquon.
Yeah, that was rough.
I'm just can't give you the money now.
Just yeah, man. Going on to my next sweat, I have Joe Mixon. As I spoke about earlier, he had a decent last 2 weeks, but The offensive line is just atrocious. They gave up 7 sacks. I don't expect him to have any more big games in the season at all. He's not going to have any more 30-point games behind that offensive line. And he's not going to be a factor. He's been like probably one of the most disappointing running backs in fantasy throughout his tenure.
Yeah.
Especially because he's on a bad team and the offensive line isn't helping him. He'll be good once he gets a good offensive line.
I'll run through my last 2 real quick.
All right.
Mike Davis, CMC's coming back soon.
That's for sure. You gotta trade him if you can.
Yeah, that's what dude in our league was trying to get over on me. I'm like, look, you know what? I'm 0-4 in one of the leagues. I don't like any of the trades that I've tried to get done, and everyone is just being outrageous. Oh, and by the way, hopefully you guys didn't listen to my advice at the beginning of the season to extend the rosters, because I learned the hard way this year with the whole COVID thing that waiver wires are so thin that I basically had the worst injury luck of the season with my first round pick going out, and now I don't even have an opportunity to pick up players because everyone's on the bench.
Yeah,
so.
And what you also didn't know is that you can't revert the roster size back. And I, as a commissioner, learned that the hard way. I saw that the waivers were thin, so I was trying to correct for that, right? And then in turn, you can't revert the rosters back to like 16. We had it at 19, so I was trying to revert it back to 16 and increase the IR, which I should have done from the beginning.
Yeah. Had
3 IR spots and then keep the roster size the same, right? But hindsight's 2020.
Hindsight 2020. It's a learning mistake.
Yeah, and with this season too, it's like you see games are being played on Tuesday, so
right.
You try to adjust how you can, but.
Yeah, a bad call on my end.
Definitely makes a hard league even harder. Especially a 12-man.
12-man league. So this year, it's kind of a wrap.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. Another little side note. But last one is George Kittle. So George Kittle only had 4 receptions against the Jets. He balled out when he had Nick Mullins as a quarterback, and it's mostly...
You see my face right now?
I do see your face right now.
But
yes.
What?
George Kittle. I'd be sweating, man.
He's not going to be on the podcast. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm sweating. I'm just really concerned about the quarterback position. They couldn't get anything going against the Jets. That's the reason why. Maybe it's just recency bias. That's probably what I'm seeing, is just their last outing against the Jets.
Yeah.
But I just don't like the fucking Niners either, so that's it.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little hot take right there. Might have to sound the alarm for that one.
Put a little steak sizzle.
Going on to Don't Sweat, right? That was your last sweat on. Going on to my first Don't Sweat. I have Juju Smith-Schuster over there in Pittsburgh. He had a bad game last week. However, I think he's still finding his role as a number 1 wide receiver. And Deontay Johnson not being healthy also doesn't help him. And then I think as the emergence of players like Claypool on the team emerge, then it's going to help him, not have those double teams, not have all the attention on him. It's not easy stepping into AB's role. AB's like a different kind of receiver, and Juju's trying to do that. Yeah. We saw his first week 1, he did his thing, but I think as just like if he gets more help, just like AB had over his time in Pittsburgh, Juju will slide right into that role and be a great wide receiver 1 for the Steelers.
Yeah, there you go. I like it. My first Don't Sweat is the Cowboys receivers. See my face? See it now? Cowboys receivers, Andy Dalton looked like he had a good command of the offense, and as I touched on earlier, he's in the perfect situation. You have talent at every position. You have one of the best offensive lines in the game. You have one of the best running backs in the game. And again, I just wouldn't sweat it, man. CeeDee Lamb's getting off. Michael Gallup, and Amari Cooper, they're going to keep putting up their points, I think.
It was definitely a decent offense to plug in a quarterback like a veteran like Andy Dalton. And yeah, it's just my thing was the extending of the plays. Like Dak extends the plays way better than, of course, the Red Rifle's gonna do so. And I only have another don't sweat. So the rest is all Mariota airtime. So I'm gonna give him his time to shine.
All right, I like it.
My last one is Lamar Jackson. He's still in the. Oh yes, I cut his list short. No. Yep. He's still an amazing quarterback. He's dynamic. He's still one of the best quarterbacks in the league to me. I'm not letting these fantasy numbers dictate that for me. I know Josh Allen's having an amazing season. I know Russell Wilson. I know Patrick Mahomes. I know Aaron Rodgers. This guy's still a top quarterback, even though the fantasy numbers don't say so. I think the numbers will come shortly, though. He does have weak opponents in this division, like the Bengals.
And you got to remember that this is an off season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're still trying to get in the groove of things, man. Yeah. And I know that he was a little banged up last week. I still started him. And I'm just going to kind of ride the wave, like we touched on in one of our old segments.
Yeah, exactly. You got to ride the wave with him because he's too dynamic not to.
Yeah, absolutely. For my next one, it's Kenyon Drake. So he had a little bit of a down game last week, but this offense is going to need him moving forward. That's the biggest point for Kenyon Drake. Number 3 is Deshaun.
Oh, my bad. I'm just going to touch on that. You're not worried about Edmonds?
No.
No?
No.
It just looks like... what's the head coach over there? I know his name.
Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah, there you go. It's like he's just. I think he's trying to get Edmonds more touches because he's sick of Kenyon Drake not having that explosiveness he had last season that we saw towards the end of the season. Drake definitely has the potential though. So I mean, that's a good one that you cannot, Yeah,
don't sweat.
Over exaggerate.
I was trying to steal him. I was trying to give up Lamar and Mike Evans for Kenyon Drake, and the dude kept trying to push over Mike Davis to me. And I'm like, dude, that's not gonna happen.
They always do that. They try to give you so many bullshit. I never trade with them.
Yeah.
Never trade with them. They just give you so many bullshit ass trades.
Yeah. No. It's just not gonna happen. Like I said, I'll ride the fucking last seed all the way through, but I'm not gonna make anyone's team go through the roof. That's just not what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be an even playing field. Like I said, that this was a down season for me, but it's all good. I'm not worried about it. No big deal. For my next one, it's Deshaun Watson. So the rest of the offense is sweat, but not Deshaun Watson. Don't sweat it, man. I mean, he's a magician on the football field. He's gonna put up points. He's gonna rush for touchdowns. He's gonna throw touchdowns.
Yeah, he's an elite quarterback.
He's an elite quarterback. Yeah, so he's gonna put up points, especially in fantasy. And my last one is Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So Raiders just balled out last week. They played a stellar game on defense. They intercepted Patrick Mahomes for the first time this season. It was a magical game, man. Yeah, this next week against the Bills, I'm starting him. I got him in one of my leagues, and he's going to start against the Bills just because I like the matchup of the linebackers, him against the linebackers.
Yeah, it was crazy because the way he exploded in his first game, and then the last couple games have been like
it's been a little
quieter,
slow.
Yeah. But just like Josh Jacobs showed last week, he put up those 2 touchdowns, and he was like, "Nope, I'm still here, y'all. Shut up."
Here. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, he's a dynamic player, hilarious, and he's on the best offense. So don't sweat him at all.
Don't sweat.
That's it. That's all we got.
That wraps it up. This feels good to be back.
I'm gonna let Mariano talk some more because obviously.
Hey man, I was done. I was just saying it feels good to be back. That's it. Feels good to be back.
Go Mariano, it's your show. I forgot. It's featuring Vic.
That's it.
Just kidding.
So, from the Cheech and Chong Fantasy Podcasters to you guys, thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and just keeping us constantly moving on the page as well on Instagram. Keeping Vic moving.
Thing's always busy. Always, you guys always ask. I get questions at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, bro, why are you thinking about this right now?
Yeah, I had to take my IG thing off and just because it was blowing up. So we really do appreciate it, though. Honestly, So moving forward, keep it moving. Suggest us to your friends, your family. If you guys don't know too much about football at all, that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Right? I watch football all Sunday.
Yeah, me too. That's all. I don't do nothing
else.
I get my brew. I get my food. I watch my football, and that's all I do. I don't do anything else.
Mm-hmm. I get a few other things. You know what I mean? But again, that's what I do. I watch Red Zone. I'm keeping track of the scores. FanDuel, things
Look at
like
all the
that.
highlights.
Yeah. So that's what we're here for, man. And
yeah, just know the numbers are getting steady, right? And the numbers are steady week in, week out. We have like a few people coming back, obviously. Fluctuates here and there, but we want to see the numbers grow, right? Of course.
Yeah.
So just, everyone that's watching, keep on watching and tell someone else,
Yeah.
Those couple people that we do have coming back week in, week out. We appreciate you guys, but we're trying to grow.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the move, and but we're grateful for any view that we get. If I was getting 5 views a week, I'd be happy. You feel me? Yeah. But just thank you guys for subscribing and telling more people. Subscribers are still going up too, and I appreciate that week in, week out. I just appreciate being busy with football stuff. That's what it is.
That's it, right? Yeah. And we try to be consistent with the content too.
Yeah, and we love football so much. We sat here like 45 minutes before we did this and just talked about high school football and
talking about the good old days,
our coaches and the games and stuff. It's just fun. It's just fun to be on doing this, talking about football, something that we both love. But yeah, that's it for this week.
Yeah.
Glad to have Mariano back.
Glad to be back, man.
The co-host with the most, but that's it, y'all. Fantasy Extras out, man.
Laters.